My name is Dina.
And my name is Natasha. Welcome to our channel, Tuta Tarot. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more because it helps us out.
So today we are talking about magician. We show you all the cards, all the magician cards that we have at our disposal. Here you see the magician from the gilded deck. This is Visconti deck. This is the Russian tarot deck. This is Grand Lux deck. This is Alchemy, Wise-Spell, and finally classical Rider-Waite tarot deck.
So, as you mentioned before, the Magician, it's part of the Major Arcana, and this is called, it's classified as card 1, correct?
Yes, right. And actually there is a link between number 1 in Major Arcana and all the decks, I mean all the suits of the deck, including all the aces. So actually 1 stands for creativity, energy, initiation. And the same is about our magician.
So with the decks that we have, you can see that there's some things that are different, but there are similarities. So we have some things that are similar, like the fact that it's often an old man, and there's also the tools that are in the cards. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
The tools, yes, the tools. The magician manipulates with the symbols of all the suits that we have in our tarot deck. Look, all of them have a wand, a cup, a pentacle, and a sword, right? Almost all of them. So, lemniscate as a symbol of eternity is also present in many of the cards. For example, here we have lemniscate, here, and also, yes, a big hat. We don't have the tarot of Marseille at our disposal, but there the magician is also depicted in a very big hat, and he looks actually as a sharpie, right? A person who deceives you playing with thimbles. So initially, because all the tarot system is taken from the medieval ages, all the cards stand behind the personalities and the characters that were typical of the medieval ages. The magician initially was a sharpie.
Interesting. And so the Magician manipulates with the suits of the tarot deck. And we also wanted to talk about how he's depicted in these cards.
Yes, we see that the magician is depicted as mostly as an old man, especially here, right, in Alchemy deck, here in the Gilded Tarot deck, here in the Grand Lux deck. He's also depicted as an old man, but in reality, the magician is about youth, energy, and creativity. These are the most important notions that stand behind magician. Magician mostly refers to a young man. Also, we need to take into account that our tarot cards represent querent and people whom he is interested in reference to their gender. For example, if we see a magician, we may think that it's a man. This is our main idea, the first idea that comes to our mind. But also it can be a very energetic, talented, gifted, and creative woman.
So basically, the Magician, if you get this card, what can you say about it? It's energy, it's
creativity, start, and also play. It's a very playful person. If we talk about the situation, it's a very playful person because for the magician, the motion for the sake of motion is the motto. His main idea is not to stop on something. The most precious thing for him is novelty in life, the game itself. And also sometimes magician can be understood and seen as a gambler, because he has a very good intuition. He can hit the jackpot. He can win the lottery. So if I see the magician, I understand that it's about creativity, start of a new project, but we cannot say that the project will be successfully finished. It's not about finishing, it's about starting. It's about the beginning.
So if you get the Magician card with relation to love, what would you say is the message?
So the message is that this person is a player. He plays with you. I remember that we already talked about playfulness in relation to the Fool, but it's another kind of playfulness. There is more creativity here. And also because the magician looks for novelty in the relations. If you can guarantee this novelty for 50 years, he will stay with you for 50 years. So the main idea is a contest, game, competition. He loves to compete. So he is looking for the competition, for the game, for the joyful time pass.
And so what if you get the Magician for health?
If we see this card as a main card in the spread for the health, first of all, it's a very healthy and young person. Although I need to emphasize, although the majority of the designers depict him as an old man, it's not correct. It's a very young or at least youthful person. It can be a woman as well. He is or she is a very strong, healthy, and young person. But if he is sick, he will use unusual, untraditional methods of treatment. For example, I think that he can be a volunteer for testing experimental drugs on himself.
Interesting. And finally, for business, finances, professional activity, what does the Magician card tell you?
If we are talking about business, financial gains, and making money, this guy is not looking for money. His main ideal is a game, playfulness, contest, creativity, to be involved in an interesting project, to lead an interesting life. He looks at the money as a means of leading an interesting life. So it means that in one day he may be a millionaire, tomorrow he may be a bankrupt, and the day after tomorrow he can regain his money. So the money is not the main purpose for him. He knows how to earn a lot of money because he is gifted, creative, and clever. But this is not his main purpose.
Okay, so to summarize, the Magician is an energetic, creative, playful person. He loves contests and fun for the sake of fun. He's healthy, often young, and not interested in financial gain.
Exactly.
Okay.
And one more time, we will emphasize that although it's clearly a man, in the tarot deck, every card can represent both a man and a woman, and also a situation. So if we see this guy, it means that we deal with a very creative, playful person, or with the situation of initiation and beginning.
Mm-hmm. So in a situational context, not as a person, it's a new project.
New creative project.
Okay, good.
So wonderful. I think that if our dear mystery lovers like our video, they will subscribe and they will ask us questions in the comments.
Yes, if you have a request or if you have a comment, something related to tarot, we would love to hear from you. And also we're curious, what is your favorite of the Magician cards that you see here? Do you have a favorite? Which one do you like the most?
My favorite is this one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to say I like this one.
I like it too.
The Russian one.
The Russian one. Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I think that's my favorite.
The only guy who makes me a bit nervous is this one, because he's a real Sharpie, right? He looks like a Sharpie, and also he looks like a medieval doctor. And I remember about the horrible treatment methods of the medieval doctors, right? So I'm a bit scared.
So what is your favorite? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, in case you don't remember the names of the decks.
I want to add one more very little thing, because, you know, in the medieval ages, these guys, like Sharpies, were sometimes doctors. And also they were barbers.
Okay.
So sometimes this may represent surgery, because it's like it's a medical, it's a bit related to the medical sphere. The Magician is also a doctor, right? Because sometimes we treat doctors as magicians. They create miracles for us. But in those days, this guy was really versatile, like Sharpie, doctor, barber, a lot of occupations.
So thank you so much for showing us your tarot deck cards, your Magician cards, and thank you for explaining all of this to us, Dina.
Thank you for your wonderful questions. We hope that our dear mystery lovers enjoyed our video.
Until next time.
Until next time, bye.